Hello students. In today's session we will see the last theory of our first chapter, which is introductory part. But before that, let us discuss once again what we have seen in last session. So we have seen the definition of power system, function, then the fundamental requirements of power system and the control actions in power system. Clear? Yes. So uh, today we will discuss about the operating states of power system. Clear? So again, the power system, a system or arrangement that can transfer an electricity, that can generate an electricity, that can distribute an electricity to the end user with the condition of reliability, economic and efficient. Clear? Then again, the function of power system is convert to one of the naturally available resources to the electrical energy form and transfer it to point of consumption, that means up to the end users. Clear? Then the fundamental requirements, the first most basic fundamental requirements, then generation should be satisfy the demand plus losses of the system. Clear? Then the cost should be minimum and the quality of power. For the measure the standard of quality of power, it should be uh, follow this follow these certain uh, parameters. So the first one is the consistency of frequency, consistency in voltage and the level of reliability, that is uninterrupted power supply to the consumers. Clear? So this is what the basic fundamental requirements. And for to fulfill these fundamental requirements, there are some control strategies to operate the power systems, very basic and general control strategies. So the first one is the prime mover control. So simple, if you need to control the output from your generating station, so you need to control your input. Clear? So according to your input you will get an output, or with respect to your input you will get the output. So yes, prime mover control is the deal with the speed regulation and control of the energy supply. So you can vary this parameter. If it is the hydropower plant, then you can manage the flow of water. Clear? And if it is the thermal power plant, then you can manage this parameter and the control the output electrical power. Clear? Then the next is second is the excitation control. So in this excitation control, it is regulate the generator voltage, or simply we can say that the generator terminal output voltage and the reactive power. Clear? So with the help of this excitation control, you can manage the generator terminal voltage and the reactive power. Then the third one is system generation control, or simply you can say that the automatic generation control or the low frequency control. So for that, your area A is, yes, you need to remember this example. The area A is supply the surplus power to the area B through this tie line power flow to maintain the system frequency. For the maintaining the system frequency, the system should satisfy this equation, that is generation which is equal to demand plus losses. Here, if it is satisfied this equation, then the system frequency will be maintained throughout the interconnected power system. Clear? Then the last one is, fourth one is transmission control. So to control the transmission system voltage or the bus voltage magnitude, power flows, active and reactive, then the losses, there are some devices which is used to control the transmission line parameters like SVC, static var compensator, synchronous condenser, uh, fixed capacitor, reactor bank switching, then tap changing transformer, HVDC controllers, and fax devices. Clear? So using all these basic control, you can achieve this fundamental requirement of power systems. Clear? Or the baseline is, or the conclusion is, as a power system operator, you need to maintain the system voltage and frequency within acceptable limit using all these control strategies. Or simply you can say that also you have to maintain the all other state variables to their acceptable limits. Clear? I hope you have clearly understood. So next, in today's session we'll see the control objectives are depends on the operating state. So you need to identify whether in which particular state is belong our power system. Clear? So we'll discuss about the different operating state or different operating conditions of power system. Clear? So let us discuss the operating states. Yes, next. Operating state of power system. Clear? Different operating state of power system. So yes, operating states of power system and control strategies. So use the different color. So for the purpose of analyzing the operation of power system, for the yes purpose of analyzing the operation of power system, security, and the design, for the purpose of analyzing the power system security and design, the power system operating condition is divided in five different categories, strategies or categories. Clear? Two, for the purpose of analyzing a power system security and design, it is categorized in five different types. So according to the classification, the first one is normal state. The second one is alert state. The third one is emergency state. The fourth one is in extreme state. In extreme states. In extreme states. Then the fifth one is restorative states. Restorative state. Clear? So there are five basic classification of operating states according to understand or to analyze the power system security and its design. Clear? So one by one we will discuss all the operating conditions of the power system. Clear? So but before that, let me draw this diagram to understand the operating states of power system. Here, so here the normal state, restorative states, alert, mm, emergency, and in extreme, in extremes. Okay, so yeah, let me write this. Okay, normal, alert, emergency, then in extreme, and restorative. Clear? Now this arrow will indicates the transformation of the different state from one to another. Clear? So there is a chances of normal to alert one, also from alert to normal one. Clear? Again, we'll discuss how it will transfer, then alert to emergency, emergency to alert. Clear? Then again, yes, emergency to in extreme condition, even from alert to in extreme conditions, and yes, from the in extreme to restorative one, and the restorative one to normal or the alert one. Here one by one we will see how it will be transfer the state of power system. Clear? So let us start with the first one, which is normal. Normal operating states. So here in normal operating states, wait, okay. So here in normal operating states, all these state variables, all the all the system variables are within normal range. So all equipments and state variables means the voltage, magnitude, frequency, power angle. Clear? All the state variables or the variables of interest of power systems are within range. Clear? And the no equipment has been observed in overloading condition. Clear? So such operating states is considered as the normal operating states. Clear? Let me write all the equipments are, or no equipments are, not all, no equipments are overloaded, overloaded condition, or and not all, and all the systems variables are, all the system Yes. All the system variables are within limit. Limit or normal operating condition. Clear? Or simply in terms of contingency, then you can say that the systems operate in a secure manner and is able to withstand is able to withstand the a contingency without violating any constraint. Clear? So such system operating state is considered as normal one. Clear? Can write if you wish that, which is the able to withstand, the system is able to withstand a contingency without violating any of the constraint, without violating any of the system constraint. Such system is considered as normalcy. Clear? Each and every equipments are operating within their limit, acceptable limits, and all the state variables are also within their acceptable operating limits. Then such system is considered as normal system or normal operating state of power system. Clear? The next is the the alert state. Wait, let me change the color. Yeah. Second one is alert state. Okay. So in alert state, if the security levels or the possibility of disturbance is increase, the possibility of disturbance is increase. Possibility of disturbance is increase. Because of, now the reason is because of the adverse weather condition. Because of the adverse weather condition, the possibility of disturbance is increased. You can consider as an example of severe storm. Severe storm. Let me correct it. Yeah. Severe storm or heavy rainfall, or yes, due to bad weather condition, the possibility of the disturbance into the system is increased. Clear? That is a you can have the accurate weather forecasting system, then you can have the idea about the possibility of disturbance in advance. So you may take the corrective as action, and based on that you can alert the power system operators. Clear? So this is what the alert state. The- this is the one reason. The second one is if the security levels fall below the certain limits of adequacy, then it will become into the alert state. Clear? Security level falls below, that means the occurrence of severe disturbance or severe major fault. Clear? So in these states all the system variables are still within limit. Yes, here we have, it is alert one, not an emergency or extreme, but it is still all the state variables are within limit. Here, and the constraints are satisfied, but the system may be weak and the contingency may occur if the overloading, yes, overloading of equipment, of an equipments, and you can say that the uh, reaching still within limit but at maximum limit. That is what the overloading of maximum limits of all the equipments. Clear? So this is what the alert one. Clear? Just because of the possibility of this disturbance due to the bad weather condition or due to the major fault into the system. Clear? And from this alert state, the system may travel the possibility of the alert state. The system may travel into the three direction. From alert state, there are the possibility of system into the three direction. Transfer into the three different operating state. The first one is normal operating state. That is what we have seen over here. From alert, it will be transferred into the normal operating state after taking the corrective action with respect to the disturbances. Clear? Then, or simply we can say that only the alert or the alarm that may be take the corrective action to restore to resolve the query. So that is what the at normal one. At normal, the second possibility is the system will be enter into the emergency state. Clear? Just because of these two reasons. After being subjected to any disturbance, the rest of the equipments or the state variables may violate their limits after being any observing the contingency into the system. So the alert state of the system will enter into the emergency one. Clear? And the third possibility is if it is the severe or the major fault. If it is the severe or the major fault, then the system will directly transform from alert state to the in extreme condition. In extremes conditions. Clear? So there are three possibility from the alert state. It may be a back. The fault may be in a transient nature just because of the lightning stroke or the switching. Clear? So it will be directly transferred into the into the alert state to the normal one. Clear? Alert state to the normal one. it will transferred into the emergency if fault is the major one. Clear? Then the next one is it will be directly transferred into the in extreme conditions from the alert state. If the severe or some of the major portion is lost of the power system, here then it will be directly transfer into the in extreme condition. Clear? If the disturbance is very severe, the in extreme state may result directly from in the alert state. Clear? I hope you have clearly understood the alert state. The third one is the emergency operating states. Emergency state. So, in emergency state, if a sufficiently severe disturbance occur when the system is in alert state, yes, over here, if the sufficient disturbance, that is this disturbance is not the major one but the sufficient one, it will not affect the entire system or the entire area of the major area of the power system, then from alert state to the emergency state the power system will transfer. Clear? Again, if the sufficiently severe disturbance, not the huge severe disturbance, clear, but if it is the sufficient severe disturbance, sufficient severe disturbance, then the system is in alert state and the system enters into the alert state to the emergency one. Emergency one. Clear? From the alert one. If the disturbance is sufficient severe. Clear? So in these states, the voltage at many buses are lower. The voltage magnitude will reduce at many buses. Is reduced at many buses. Also, the equipment's loading exceeds for shorter period of time. For shorter period of time, shorter period of time, the equipments are overloading condition or exceeds the overloading condition. Exceeds the overloading conditions for short term emergency ratings. Clear? So if it is the generator, then the generator may operate at its maximum value, or if it is the transmission line, then the transmission line will transfer power at its maximum thermal loading limit. Clear? And just because of this sufficient severe disturbance, the voltage magnitude at each and every bus of that particular area will reduced. Clear? So the system is still intact and may be restored. Clear? How? The system will try to back into the alert state and through alert to normal one. Clear? But how? That we will discuss. So the system will try to come into the alert state by initializing of emergency control action, or the different control strategies that we have already discussed in earlier. That is what? the prime mover control, excitation control, system generation control, and the transmission line control. So using all these control strategy, the applying all the control strategy, the emergency state will try to recover back into the alert state or through the alert state to the normal state. Clear? So it is the general control word here used. It is using this emergency control action, emergency control strategies or control actions, emergency control actions like fault clearing, here fault clearing, then excitation control, then can have the fast valving mechanism to control the generator power output, fast valve mechanism, then can have the generation tripping, then HVDC modular to control the power flow, modulation, HVDC modulation, then the last option is load curtailment, yeah, the disconnection of the major load from the system, that is what the load curtailment. So using all these emergency control action, the emergency state to alert state travel from the system will try to come into the from the emergency to the alert one. Clear? But again, you should know how the system will enter from the alert state to the emergency one. Just because of the disturbance is sufficient severe one. Clear? That is the major disturbance that will transfer the alert state power system into the emergency operating state of power system. Clear? Where the voltage magnitude of the bus will reduced, and for the shorter period of time the equipments are exceed overloading limits. Clear? Then using these control strategies, all these control emergency control action, the system will try to regain or return into the alert and through alert to normal operating state. Clear? Then next is use the yeah the next is the fourth one is in extreme condition. In extremes condition. So in extreme condition, that means if the above measures are not applied or are not ineffective, the system is enter in extreme ones. Above measure means after using all these emergency control action, after using all these emergency control action, even though the system will able to retain or regain their normal operating or the alert condition, then it will comes into the in extreme states. Clear? That is, you can write the emergency control action are ineffective actions are ineffective, then the system will comes into the in extreme conditions. That means the excitation control is not in a position to control the voltage magnitude of the generator or the reactive power output. Then this fault clearing mechanism, the protective system will not in a position to control the fault. Clear? So all these emergency control actions is not in a position or the not in a position to control the fault or the restore the system, then the system will comes into the in extreme conditions. Clear? So the system is in extreme condition, so the results is, yes, what is the results after being comes into the in extreme condition? So the results is cascading outage. Result is cascading outage, and the possibility of shutdown of major portion of power system, or simply you can say that maybe blackout. Shutdown of major portion, and the last stage of the power system condition, that is the blackout. That means not a single source which supplies the power to the end users for that particular area. If it is the particular area, you can consider an example of our state. If it is totally and blackout, then not a single consumers will get the energy from the distribution companies. Here, but when it is possible, after being subjected to any severe disturbance, after being subjected to heavy disturbance, the not after applying all these emergency control action to restore the to solve the major disturbance, all these control actions are ineffective, then the possibility of cascade outage means if the one generator is outage from the particular area, then the load served by that generator is share equally to others generator. Now the other generators are, if in already overloading conditions, then they are not in a position to serve their load demand. So one by one the sequence of event will happen, and the finally power system comes into the final mode, which is the blackout. Clear? The outage or the sequence of followed by one. That is what the one generator outage, another generator outage. Due to that, the overloading of transmission line outage scenario will come into the picture. Clear? Then the tap changing transformer will not in a position to control the voltage level. Even the NFX device is not in a control the voltage level. Clear? All this sequence will happen, then the system comes into the blackout mode. Clear? This is what the in extreme conditions. Clear? Then the final and the fifth one is restorative states. Clear? I hope you have clearly understood. The final one, the fifth one is restorative. The restorative states, that means the condition in which the control action is being taken. Clear? The control action is being taken. Control action is being taken and try to reconnect all the facility and to restore the system load. Clear? using this control action, try to reconnect. Reconnect the all the facilities and restore the system load. Reconnect and restore the system load. Clear? So the system will transmit from this restorative state to two possibilities. To either it is the normal state. If it is all okay, then normal state or the alert state. Clear? Depending on the system conditions. Clear? Look at over here. Yes, from the restorative one, it will directly transfer into the normal state and or the alert one. Will depend on the system condition. Clear? So with this I will conclude the first chapter, which is the introduction of power system operation. Very basic introduction. Clear? I hope you all are know about, but as a part I will discuss over here. Clear? And that will give you an idea how the power system will work. Clear? So again, we have seen the definitions, function, fundamental requirement, control strategies, and the main objective. That is what you just need to remember to maintain the system voltage and frequency. Ultimately, to maintain the stability of power system. Clear that we will discuss different types of classification of stability and calculate the example based on the different stabilities. Clear? Then the operating state of the power system. So based on the power system, for the purpose of the analysis of the power system security and the design, it is divided in 5 different operating state. Again, normal operating state, alert state, emergency state, and in extreme states, and the restorative state. So you just remember this diagram that will help you to understand the different operating states. That is, from alert you can transfer to the normal one. If there is no limit will be violated, all the system conditions are within range, then it will be alert to the query will be resolved, then the from alert to the normal one, and there is the chances of again from alert to emergency. And in extreme condition, in extreme condition can have the major fault, major area, or the major shutdown will happen. Yeah. Suddenly throw off the major load or switch on the major load, that will be a transfer into the emergency one. Clear? Then in emergency conditions you can say that yes, again, in alert state you can consider the possibility of the possibility of disturbances increase. That is chances of the fault, just because of if you consider an example of the weather conditions, the severe storm, heavy rainfall. Clear? So this is what the alert state. Just because of the weather condition, you are in a alert mode, and you can take the corrective action for the come back to the normal state. Clear? Then yes, from alert state you can transfer the power system. Not actually you can, but you have the possibility of transformation from the normal one, emergency, and in extreme condition. Clear? In emergency conditions, sufficient severe disturbances, then the voltage magnitude of all the buses will be reduced for the shorter period of time. All the equipments exceeds the overloading conditions, then you can use the emergency control actions. So using all these emergency control actions can transfer from this emergency state to the alert and normal one. And if all these emergency control actions are not in a position to control the severe disturbance or the cascade tripping, then the system will be enter into the in extreme or the blackout mode. Clear? And the last one is the restorative one. The restorative one means you can take the control action, the corrective action, reconnect, rejoin, and restore the system load. And it will transfer based on the system condition, it will transfer to the normal or alert one. Clear? So I hope you have clearly understood the basic introductory portion of these power system operations. Clear? How it will be work. Here in this discussion or this introduction, I have skipped one point, one topic, which is the structure of power system. Here, I think let me discuss over here. Know very well what is the structure of power system, but let me discuss over here for the simply understanding of yours. Actually, it is the earlier topic, but I forgot to discuss with you. So let us discuss over here structure of power system. So you know very well the structure of power system where generation, transmission, again transmission, then sub transmission, in distribution it is primary and the secondary distribution. So one by one we will see. But before that, let me tell you one thing. The structure of power system is interconnected power system. And you know very well what is the meaning of interconnected power system. That is, each and every uh, components will synchronously connected with each other, or simply you can say that voltage magnitude is within acceptable limit and the frequency of the system is within acceptable limit. Interconnected power system, let me give you an example. Interconnected power system, that means the frequency of Charusat University is same as the frequency of the Delhi University. Clear? That is what the interconnected power system. Interconnection between entire nation. Not between, through entire nation. Clear? Yeah. So the generation, again, what is the function of generation? Generation can be possibly done by the synchronous machine for the electricity generation. So there is the prime mover which is moves, then the mechanical energy will converted into the electrical one. Clear? Then the transmission system, which is the function of transmission system is to interconnect all the major generating station and major load station. So the interconnection has been done by these transmission facilities. Clear? So this transmission facility is 230 kV and more than 230 kV up to 1200. Clear? Then the sub transmission level. Yes, this is what the important one. Sub transmission. So for a large industries, customers, or as per the new definition of smart grid, here there is a connection of DER, distributed energy resources. Clear? Small hydropower plant, solar power plant, wind power plant, which is directly connected at this sub transmission level. Clear? Then the next one is the distribution system. So for individual customer, primary distribution and secondary distribution. Again, you know very well the primary distribution for small industries and the secondary distribution for the commercial customers. Clear? I know you know very well, but I just need to inform you that the structure of power system is interconnected power system. Clear? And here one more thing, the sub transmission system. Again, you know very well the function of transmission line, the function of generating station and all that. But yes, I just need to tell you one thing over here, that at sub transmission level, that means below 230 kV, below 230 kV, the voltage level is typically below 230 kV. The distributed energy resource is interconnected through the power system. Clear? That is the solar power plant, wind power plant, etc. Clear? And also at this distribution level also, from the smart consumers. Clear? Can have the rooftop power plant at secondary distribution level also. Even the large industry have also. Clear? So just because of this interconnection of the renewable energy resources into the system, the structure will be different at this lower level. Clear? Lower level means the sub transmission system and the distribution system. Clear? So I hope you have clearly understood the first chapter, which is the introduction of the power system operation. Clear? Starting with, actually this topic is the first topic of the theory, which is the structure, and then after structure, the definition, function, fundamental requirements, then the general control strategies, and the last one is operating states. Clear? So I hope you have clearly understood. So with this I will conclude the first chapter. We'll share the next second chapter will start from next session. Okay.